Hey, what's up everyone? This is Yashmak, and in this video we're going to continue with the series on what's up your application in Flutter Python. This is part 4 of the series, and if you haven't watched the part 1 to part 3, then worry not, I have already mentioned the links right here as well as in the description box. Also, in this video we are going to cover the message screen, the login screen, the onboarding screen, the splash screen, and in the message screen we are going to cover the audio, text, URL, GIF, locations support as well. So we are going to do all these things in this video. So if you want to jump around to a specific screen, then worry not, I have provided the timestamps right here. So on that note, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm back on my laptop and let's start this video. In the previous videos, we have covered the call page, the home page. I have created the message screen as well in this video. We'll talk about that. And we have worked on the settings page. So in this video, what I'm going to cover is the splash page, the onboarding screen, and also the messaging screen. So in the splash screen, let's go there. First, let me open up my emulator quickly. So I'm going to open up my emulator. Okay, great. Let me minimize this a little bit. Cool. Now, this is the splash screen as you can see. Let me change the name also. Great. Alright. So let me just go to the main.dart file, and instead of onboarding screen, let me go to the splash screen. Okay, and now let's just run the app. I'm going to speed this up so that you guys don't waste your time. Alright. Now our splash screen is opening inside our application and we have an error. So let's see what is that first. Okay. So the error says that late initialized error field screen height is not initialized yet. So what this means is that inside the main.dart we have a splash screen and I am using, so what basically I did is that I inside the helper folder I created a size config.dart. So basically what I'm doing is that I am saving the screen width and screen height initially. So I have not initialized this class yet in here. So what I'm going to do is that inside here, let me just quickly search for this. So screen config.init. Yep, I haven't initialized inside the app yet. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go inside our build, inside splash screen, and I'm going to initialize the size config. Great. So now if I run the app, so now our size config will be initialized and then I can use the screen width, height and all. So this will be our splash screen. That means what splash screen is that whenever the app loads, this screen will show for a few seconds. So in the init state, we can call a timer and we can delay that. And after that, we can, after a specific period of time, we can navigate the user to the messaging screen, home screen, etc. So this will be the splash screen, the logo, the text we have in the gradient, and we have a from meta. Alright, so let's check the layout, how I built that also. So inside we have scaffold as we always do. In the body, I have used stack here, and let me minimize all of these. So let me hide this as well. So basically, we are having two elements, the first one and second one. So in the first part, what we are having is that we are having a column in the center. So basically I've created a column with the main axis aligned in center. So what it contains is that it contains the logo and the WhatsApp text element we have. So basically this is a separate element. This is element 1 and this is the element 2 that we are having. So basically this part is the logo and the WhatsApp text and this is the trailing part is the bottom text we have. Okay. So the logo I have created using clip-rect. So what I have done is that I have created an image.asset. So in the assets folder, I have created images and here I have passed the logo of the WhatsApp app that we are creating. I have set the width, height and set the box width cover so that it will cover the entire space. Also, I have passed a border radius of 8 so that it can create these round borders as well. After that, I created a height of 20. So the height between the logo and the text element is that. And after then I created a gradient text widget as well. So what it takes is that it takes a text element, a style and a gradient. So inside the gradient text, what I have created is a shader mask. And what it basically do is that I am passing text as the child. And then on top of that, the shader mask will just apply the gradient that I am passing. And the blend mode will be source in so that it will be on top of the text that we are having. Okay. So this is the gradient text that I have created inside common widgets.dart. So I'll be needing this inside our whole application. All right. This is the WhatsApp text we have. Another element that we are having, that is the bottom part, is the same that we created inside the settings page in the part 2, I guess, as well. So that is the same that I have used here as well, the meta and the logo. This part we've already covered. Okay, so this is basically the splash screen that I've created in the past week. Another screen that I have worked on is the onboarding screen. So basically, if you guys don't know, let me show you the UI of that as well. Let me open Chrome. Yep. So in the Behance URL, the UI for the splash screen, onboarding screen, login screen, etc. is not mentioned inside our motivation that we start when we started the app. So instead, what I decided to create my own UI for that. So as you can see, we have for the home screen, we have UI for the messaging screen, for the call log screen, but we have the UI for status screen as well. Right, it's loading. But we don't, as you can see, we have the call screen, but we don't have UI for the splash screen, the login page, the onboarding pages. So I created on my own. So let's see the onboarding page UI as well. So let me run the app. And as you can see, we have sort of this kind of UI that we are having. So basically we have a element on the top and there is some animation, some floating animation. As you can see, it is randomly moving inside the space. And here is a card in the bottom with some heading, subtitle, and there are buttons which we can use to navigate. So this can be used as an onboarding screen inside our app. All right. So we have 3 pages here as of now. And what after that is that we can open up this. So this can be the login page. So if I go back, so after these onboarding screen, as you can see, we have this login account screen. So the card automatically increases its height and we have this and a welcome animation as you can see in the top. So basically you can select the country code from here. You can enter the phone number and then you can request the OTP from here. After clicking that, here you will see a 4-digit code as you can see right here so that you can enter that as well. So I have created these onboarding screen UI as well. It will also be dark mode, light mode as well. Right. So let's discuss about the layout of this page, this onboarding screen as well. So inside our views section, we are having our onboarding page. Let me minimize this. Let me format the code. Okay. Okay. So what I have done is that inside the onboarding page, I have created some variables here, top and left. So the animation that you are seeing, we'll talk about that in a minute, how I created that random animation. I've created a timer variable, a page controller, a selected page index, a show form on OTP page. Alright. Another, I have also created a getter for the page. So basically it will fetch from the pages with the selected page index. Okay. And I created an onboarding page model as well. So this model will basically hold the image, the heading, text. So image is nothing but the image that we have right here. The heading is this heading and the text is the description that we are having. Okay. So as you can see inside this pages list, I have assigned all three of these text as well. Later we can change that. So basically right now it's lorem ipsum. Okay. But later we can change that as well. And we are passing the heading and the icon from the flat icon. We can also use from assets as well, but I'm using image.network. That is why I'm using the URL. Okay. Now inside the init state, I am saying starting the float animation and I'm passing the page controller. I'm initializing the page controller as well with the initial page as 0. Alright. So inside the start floating animation, as you can see, I've created a timer here. So timer.periodic. So what this will basically do is that periodic is used to run a specific code again and again after a specific period of time. So that is why it is named as periodic. So here I am passing the duration and then I am passing the code that I have to run. So basically what I can do is that I'm saying that run this code again and again with a break of 1 second. That is what this code is doing. Okay. So what I am doing is that here I am creating a threshold and then I am passing top and left. So basically inside the stack I have created a padding and in the padding I am passing top and left. So these top and left parameters are continuously changing every second. So the maximum value we can have is 20. So the top and left padding can be between 0 and 20. Okay, so what random next int will do is that next int we have to pass the maximum value. So what it will return is it will return a value from 0 to 20. Same it will do with the left parameter. That is why it is automatically changing with a random speed, with the random position. So this is we have start floating animation. Now inside I have added the scaffold. I have a stack here as well. Let me minimize all these to minimize the code. Okay. Now what I have created is that I have done a show form. Okay. So what show form is that whenever user passes these three pages, then it will land on this show form page here. Show form is nothing but now the show form is set to true as the phone number field we have is true. But when I go back again, now show form is false. So the UI for that card is right here. Okay. So now let's discuss first this part. What I have created is that in expanded, I have created a page view builder. So here inside the stack, we have expanded and added a page view builder. So these pages that we can scroll from that. Okay. Now inside that I've added scroll direction to horizontal. Obviously we have to scroll horizontally. And after that I created item count as the pages dot length, the list that we are having. I'm passing the controller that we initialized in the init state. I'm passing the physics as never scrollable physics. So if I hide that, what it will do, we now are able to scroll on ourselves as well using our mouse. But if I undo that and rerun the app, now I'm not able to scroll here. I can only control the screens using the buttons that are provided right here. Okay, so that part I have added for this. Next, we are having item builder here. And in the item builder, I'm just creating a page from the pages index, the index we're getting from the item builder. Then I'm creating a column. So what this column we are doing is that then in the column, I have created a size box of height, this height. So basically there we have a image and on top there is a specific height that we are passing. So that height is from right here. After that, we are having animated padding. So I'm using animated padding because inside that I am passing the top and the left that we are continuously changing in the init state as we done right now. So this top and left in the start floating animation is continuously changing. That is why it seems that it is floating. But basically we are changing the padding for the top and the left value. Okay. And we are using animated padding to give it sort of an animation instead of normal padding here. Also, I created a duration. So to move from point A to B, it will take 1 second. After that, I created a shader mask here as well. So basically, on on top of the image, what we can do is that we can create a shader mask here. The gradient we can add. So basically, what I mean by that, if I open up any of these URLs on the internet, the images are totally black. But using the help of Flutter, what I'm doing is that I'm passing the gradient, the theme of the app that we've created. Okay. So this is basically the expanded the page view builder that we are having the image on top. Another part is that we have this align. So basically, I created a animated container with alignment set as 0, 0.8. What this will basically mean is that 0, 0 means center. And as we move along the y axis, it says 0, -1, 1. And in the x axis also, it says -1, 0, 1. So basically, I have passed 0 and 0.8. That means that it will come right here above the bottom, a little bit above the bottom. Okay. If I change that to 0, 0, it will come in the center of the page, as you can see right here. Okay. After that, what I've done is that I've created a duration of 800 seconds. So basically, when I change that, as you can see, we have this animation of that. Next, I'm passing the width, how much width we want, 0.9 of the width of the device. Then I'm passing height. And then we have the card with the elevation 3. So as you can see, we have a little bit of the elevation on the borders here. Now inside the card, we have the condition again. So show form on OTP page. So basically, if show form is false, so that means that this current screen, then what we have to show is that we have to get the page heading and then we have to show the page text, the description. And in between, as you can see, I am passing the symmetric padding with a vertical of 14. So it will pass the padding 14 here. And above the heading, I am passing size box of 26 right here. So there will be spacing as well. And then I'm passing a spacer, and inside that I created a row with the padding 16 with a space between, so these buttons have space between them. Okay, and then on tab we have the functionality that I'm going to talk about in a bit, and we have this gradient icon button right here. So this gradient icon button is nothing but we are using with the add widget that we are having inside the home page that we talked about in the part 2, I guess, and part 3 also. Oh, okay. So inside the on tab, we have created the functionality that if the selected page index is not equals to 0, that means currently the page index is 0, then it won't be able to go back. Okay. Else, we can simply, what we can do is that we can simply minus means we can simply subtract a index from selected page index. Okay, so basically this functionality is same we have done inside our encrypt function as well. Now, if it is on OTP page, so what it basically means is that this is the on OTP page. So the card will render these items as it is shown right here. So OTP page is false. That means that we have the log account. So what it will do is that it will show the login OTP text with the size box height of 12. So the height between the icon and the text we are having, and the icon is just the arrow left, which will set the selected page index as 0. And we have the height with a description. Hello, let's set up everything. After that, I've added a stock image of this flag. We can change that as well in the future with the API, and then we are getting from the drop down. So if after that I created a drop down right here, which will open up a pop-up menu where we can select the country. After that, I have created an expanded widget, and inside that I created a column with main axis alignment set to center and main axis size set to minimum. So it will take the minimum space required. And I'm creating a row text right here with the phone number. So basically this heading, and after that passing height of 4, and then creating a container with the decoration of border all. I've set the border width and the color of the border to this round border we have. Also I've created the radius set to 40. And inside this container, I've created a row with a same widget that we have on top of here to change the country code. We have a vertical divider right here, and also we have the text field where we can input our phone number and request the OTP. So inside the row, we have the padding, and we have the click avatar and icon. So I can simply, so this is the same that I have on top here. And then we have this vertical divider, which is nothing but a container with height 46 and width 1.5. So it will look like a vertical divider and with the color of black 38. Then I'm passing a text field with a flexible widget, and I'm setting the border, the focal border, enable border, all of these borders to none so that these borders won't show, and the hid text set as phone number. Then I'm passing a container, basically a button for the request OTP, which will on press, it will set on OTP page equals to true inside the set state so that we can change the card UI right here. Great. So we have the request OTP right here, and if I click on that, now on OTP page is true, and now we've changed this as well. After that, this is the OTP card UI, same as the login page, a little bit difference. We set the text align as center and vertical this verification code right here, and I'm passing the phone number, whatever phone number we enter, and there's option to edit so that user can go back and edit the phone number and again request the OTP. And then we are having these 4 text fields where user can enter the OTP and then hit the submit button. So we have sent the description, then we are having expanded so that it will take up the whole space. Then I'm passing the phone number inside a row, and I'm giving a space evenly inside the column, so it will pass the space evenly. And in the row, I am passing as center, so the text and the edit button will be centered. I'm passing a width of 5, and then I'm creating a gradient icon button again with the edit outline icons, this edit button right here. Then I'm creating a container within a row with horizontal padding of 14. So I'm doing list.generate, and it will contain 4 containers where we can enter the OTP. I've assigned the color and the shape as box shape dot circle. After then, we have used the same button element that you were having right before. And on clicking this, we'll then again navigate to our main screen that we are having. So this is our home screen. Now let's talk about the messaging screen. So inside our messaging screen, as you can see, if I click on any of these, I've also created the UI for the message screen as well. So as you can see, so let's close that. Let's go to the message page as well. Inside here, what I've done is that I've created this search and a controller right here. And so the UI basically looks like this. I'm creating a header section. So this header section is nothing but we have the section of the header right here. So the profile icon, the image, the name of the person, the status, and also the action icon we are having. So basically this header section I'm storing inside our message page widgets. So let's see the layout of that widget as well. So I've created a column. So inside the column, what we have is that I'm passing the username. So what user here stands for is nothing but it is a model class of the user model class that we have created earlier in our previous video. So as you can see, we have a user model class which has all of these information stored about this user. So I am passing that in the header section as well. So what it is doing is we are creating the profile circular widget. So what this will do is that this will create the circular widget with the online icon as well. So this is the same widget that we are using from our previous video as well. So as you can see, this online button and the image, the same widget we are consuming as well right here. Also, after that, we are having the column with the text name and the status. Later on, we can set the status dynamically if it is online, offline, etc. And then I'm passing a spacer, and then I'm creating a row with a line with icon as phone and video. I have not created on tab functions yet, so nothing will happen on clicking these right now. So this is the header section right here. Then I'm passing height as 8, so a little bit of spacing right here. And then I've created a expanded widget. So basically all of this area after the divider, this is the expanded widget right here that we are having. So let's talk about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about the size box, this bottom navigation bar that we are having. So what this is that we are first containing the width. So whatever the screen width will be, it will take this. So whatever the screen width, it will take the space of that. Then we are giving the padding. So let me close this. Yeah. Then we are giving the padding for horizontal 16 and vertical 16 as well. So these spacing, horizontal and vertical spacing that we are having is that. Then I've created another widget known as circular icon button. So what it will do is that I have to pass the icon data and on tap, and it will create these buttons that we are having right here. So basically, what the UI is pretty easy. We have border.all with the color as Y24, and then I'm passing the icon data in the center of the container, and I'm passing the size as 25 and color as 70 white. And the container I've wrapped with the gesture detector with on tap as well. Great. So currently on tap is empty, so nothing will happen. But later on, we'll connect with the Giphy API, and then we'll open a bottom sheet right here, and then we can pick the GIF and we can send right here, as you can see that. Then we have expanded for the text field, and after that I fitted two more circular icon buttons for the microphone to record audio like we can do in WhatsApp. And we have a horizontal ellipsis, which is nothing but to open a menu for location, video, audio, GIF, and a whole bunch of things like we have in WhatsApp. Now inside our expanded, we have circular text field. So inside the circular text field, I'm passing a container, and inside the container we have the text form field, nothing but the text field that we are having, right? And I can message here whatever I want. Okay, we have the UI as well. I have also set the border as none here. Hint text I have set to respond, and the maximum lines is 10. Next, what we are having is inside that is this expanded widget right here. So if I open that up, we have a list view with a children, and I created a circular message widget. So what this basically is that we have a from friend boolean. So what it does is that, as you can see, the first message is that what you doing, bro. So as you can see, the from friend is true. That means that this message is from your friend. If I change that to false and rerun the app, the message will change the style and will come to the side of right. And if I change that to true, then it will go back to the left and change the style. Okay. So this is the UI that we created inside circular message. Another important thing is that we created a message type here. So if I go to the enum, I created an enum here. So message type can be text, video, text, audio, video, GIF, URL, etc. And there are many more like location we have to add and much more. So I can add that as well in the enum. So all of these data will come from the API later on and will be automatically generated. But for the time being, I am showing you guys in the UI form how it look like. Then I'm passing the false as the text we have message and the message type is text here. After that, as you can see, I pass the message type as GIF and then I pass the GIF URL. Okay, later on we'll connect the GIF API so that we can pass our own GIF right here. And after that, as you can see, I have passed the URL of the video, one of my video, and it automatically extracted the metadata from the video like in image, the heading and the description like we do in WhatsApp. So I just have to pass the message type as URL. Then we have text as well. Okay. So let's see how these are working. Inside our circular message, as you can see, we have from friend and message type as required, but URL, audio, GIF message are optional. Okay. Then I created a switch case here. So if the message type is text, then we'll assign the text message. Otherwise, we'll return audio message. We can return the GIF message. We can return the URL message. So the URL message, what I am using is that I'm using a simple link preview package that I've installed in my pubspec.yaml. So this simple link preview I've used right here, which I'm using. So what this do is that this will take the URL and it will extract the information. So I have used a future builder and I've passed a future of this get preview. And after that, what I am doing is that I am simply extracting the image and the title and the description that we are having, and I'm displaying that inside the bubble. So the bubble UI, this UI, what I have done is that inside the decoration, I have created a border. So as you can see, it is around a white border of Y24 with opacity 0.18. Then if it is from friend, then the bottom left will be 0. Otherwise, it will be 40. So what I mean by that is that if the message is from friend, for example, here we have, then the bottom left will be 0. Otherwise, it will be 40, that means curved. And vice versa, we have for the bottom right message. So that is how I'm differentiating between the messaging. Also, I'm aligning. So basically, I've created a row on top. And if it is from friend, then main axis alignment dot start. So it will be aligned at the start. Otherwise, we'll align it at the end of the screen right here. So that is how we are arranging the messages. Now the pattern goes on same. For example, with the GIF message, we have all the same things, but the difference is that inside the container, instead of having the data, I am simply passing the GIF network image that I am having with a fit box cover so that it will wrap around the entire container that we are having. Then I am having a text message widget as well. So what this does is that I have created a linear gradient. So if it is from friend, then the gradient is null. Otherwise, I'm going to pass a gradient. And if the color, if the from friend is true, then I'm going to pass this dark gray color that we have. Otherwise, it will be null. So the UI for this page, for the inspiration for this page, I took from the website that I showed you earlier. So here also, as you can see, this UI that is created by the person here, I'm using this UI only as well. So as you can see, we are trying to replicate that only. So these colors of the text field here, right? So we are using that UI as well. So this is the text field. And in the previous part, I have created the video and audio chat app, which I link right here in the card and also in the bottom description. So you can check that out as well. Later, we'll integrate that inside this UI so that when we click on the audio and video, we'll be able to call our friend and chat using the WebRTC. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you enjoyed the content, then make sure to like it, and also if you have any doubts, suggestions or anything to add, then you can comment below that as well. So on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.